Hey guys, Tony K, Mr. Fix-It. Today we're going to work on a refrigerator problem. The freezer, when it turns on, that fan is making a little bit of noise now, but it makes a lot of noise. And that typically tells me that the bearings are worn, it's wobbling, maybe there's a bend in the panel back here that's hitting the fan. There's a couple things that can go wrong, and what you want to do to solve it without even troubleshooting, just take care of everything all at once. We're going to go ahead and replace the fan. These are your bushings, replacement parts that all put it together, these little bushings, and then the new motor. So we're going to move forward with removing this back panel, and my partner Joe here is going to start doing it for us. We're also going to unplug it too. Before we get too far, we'll unplug this. So we'll unscrew this, unplug it, and then we'll expose what you have to do. So there's a couple screws that takes off this panel that directs the air and condensation down. Continue on, and it's very self-explanatory. There's screws in the corner, and you just take them out, and then this whole piece now will come out, and we'll be able to expose the fan with the motor and all. Okay, so now we're all exposed here, and you'll see that this is the motor that's going to go back behind the new fan. You'll see how the behind here is the motor. Probably see it here, and then the two lines that come out. And it's a quick connect, easy, 2 wires, orange and black, and then we're going to go ahead and put the green up here on the ground. So it's simple. We're going to pull this apart now. We're going to pull this fan straight out, unscrew the motor, and then rebuild it exactly the way you found it. Pay attention to how you're pulling it apart. To get the motor out, there are 2 screws that hold this bracket into place, and then the grommets will keep it sealed inside that. He's taking out the last screw now. Pull the fan straight right off of it, and we'll be right back. Go. All right, so now these grommets, they may look like they don't need to be replaced, but you want to replace all of them. So you can see there's 3 of them in particular. A little plug here. This right here that holds the fan motor, and then that one there that holds the back of the fan motor in place. So you want to replace these with new, and we have all new, and we will take care of that. All right, so now we're gonna put everything back the way you found it. It's very simple. You slide that motor piece back into place, right into your grommet. You see that it'll sit right into that little piece right there, right inside there it sits. Then that little hole right there will receive the back of that. And then you just simply screw it back in. So we're going to just go ahead and move to screwing that in now. Okay, so now we got the motor in place. You got your spin pin here for the fan. You got your grounds made up. These are your brackets are nice and tight. In fact, I'm going to make this a little tighter back here. On these 2 screws, we're going to make up our connection here. Put our fan back on and put everything back together. Okay, we're buttoning it all back up. Something to know when you're putting this fan back together, see these 2 screws here, nuts? You have to make sure that you line those up properly, because it brings that bracket up and centers the fan in the hole. If you don't bring it up and hit those screws properly, that fan's not going to be centered. It's going to hit the sidewalls. Second, you got to really push this in. See how deep I went into the pin? It's hard to push on, but it's gentle persuasion. I just gave it a tap with the end of my screwdriver. I tapped it in until I got it in. So make sure you get it in far enough. You can see how the depth is. And he's continuing on putting this all back together. It's all basically a couple screws. And then, and just knowing the parts and how to replace them. That is a condensate fan, I believe. Or is the condensate down there? I don't know. Is the evaporator fan or condensation fan? I don't do appliances. I'm just a Mr. Fix-It guy. Trying to make sure I fix things cheaper than the appliance guy. All right, we're all buttoned up. Let's see. Let's plug her in. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, fan is working. It's blowing nice. No noises, no squeaking, no wobblies. It's doing what it's supposed to. And I probably, with parts, I was about, I think over $100, just over $100 for parts, and your sweat equity. It might have been even cheaper for the parts, I forget. All right, we're all done here. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe, please.